Hello guys, so in today's video I just want to show you some theory crafting with the English because if you have seen the patch notes there will be a small buff for the English where you basically get plus 5% on top of this bonus. So basically in Dark Age you will get 20%, in Feudal Age 25, in Castle 30 and Imperial stays the same on 30, which means the sooner you will transition into the farm, basically the better your income will be in comparison to how it was in the previous patches. So I've come with some theory because lately I kind of dislike like the 2 TC build for the English, although on high elo recently in the current meta it's basically the only possible build we can go for. But I was like wondering if there could be some meta change with the English in the upcoming patch, and I basically after some thinking I've came with this idea where basically start straight ahead 3 guys onto the wood. You can shift click them immediately into the second tree as well, and we place down farms like this. Because with the English you start with more wood than with a different civilization. So basically straight ahead you have a wood for 4 farms and a mill. So we will do this. Don't forget we need a mail because otherwise the bonus is not gonna be applied to all the farms. You might be asking what the fuck is this farm placement? There's a reason behind this. And the reason is if you place down the farms like this, then you have basically space not for 8 farms but for 10. Because I can still make 1 farm here and 1 farm here and then put 4 farms on this side. Basically here you can see it will be touching farm here and here. Yeah. The next villager will be just jump out of the TC and we will again make another farm with him. And I don't remember correctly from my head, it was like just my second try trying something similar. Yeah, there goes the villager, and new coming villagers will be moving onto the food, because what do we need right now? We need a house, and we still need a 50 wood for the mining camp to get gold in order to age up into the feudal. I think this build might be also usable in the 2v2s, where you basically can donate a lot of sheep to your friend, because again you don't rely that much on the sheep. Although you are still going Castle Age, we will speak about it a bit later on. Now what you just need is to get basically 5 wood on each of the villagers, so have 50 because now we are on 35. So now I have 5. Yeah, I'm returning the wood and I'm moving all of them onto the gold. So basically these 3 villagers were here on this tree all the time until I got enough wood to make 5 farms and a house, and now they are just moving here. Still rallying onto the sheep. I will speed it up this part a bit. Yeah. Of course, because I'm alone here, there is not like AI, so there is a decreased number of the sheep. So far, I basically managed to find only 5, I think, and I'm not gonna exceed that number by some crazy numbers, because again sometimes you can get unlucky with trying to get a sheep in 1v1 games. In team games, again, the good thing is that you can donate, for example, 5 maybe 7 sheep to your teammate, which is really good for them, of course. Now we are just gonna age up. I think I will take some villagers from food if I'm not mistaken. Yes. You can age up with 2 or 3. I would advise you. We will stay on the goal with these villagers. We are not gonna be aging up with these builds because again, this build, I think the biggest difference between going second TC straight ahead as it is right now and with this build is basically that you reach Castle Age way sooner, which can be sometimes very important. If you are playing some fast castle in safe, like Japanese, or for example HRE with Burgrave, or even HRE with Regnitz, then you really need to take care of the relics. You know, like protect them, trying to, for example, make a wall on some of them, if you have the space for it. Of course, have some units to deny them actually once being in the castle age, or sometimes you might get into the trouble by being all in by a night save, for example, or simply by, for example, HRE Burgrave, or also the timing with the Japanese, for example, or with the Iobits with their castle age units coming into your base before your age up might not be very nice. So in general, I usually don't recommend English players to stay in a feudal for that long, because your army is slow, your economy is weak, and you don't have basically any benefit in the feudal age except of making the farms. But again, guess what? In the current meta, it's way better to be getting food from the resources on the map. So I still think like going into the castle age unlocks way more possibilities to with the English. Of course, it's still not a decent. We asked for some buff in form of like, okay, there we have white tower. 90% of the time we go for white tower because the second landmark is just TC. Let's give some additional bonus to the King's Palace, right? For example, I don't know, discount on the villager from both TCs once you get a King's Palace on something similar like that, or some unique technology, or something, just something. So you have the eco, because currently basically all the civilization from the game have better eco. So yeah, here you can see the split of the villagers. I'm not gonna be commenting on this. Here it's pretty simple. Maybe the only thing you might be asking for, why do I have two villages on the wood? Of course, I use the wood for even more farms. You can see now we are on 7, not only on 5, as we did at the start. Of course, you can make multiple things with this additional wood we invested into the farms. You can, for example, want to make an outpost on the gold. If there is like, if you are playing French, or if you are even playing, for example, I don't know, China sushi, and you saw them making stables, which is very common because they want to do like pro scouts, right? But if they are making horsemen, just you want to be sure you are not gonna be losing villagers on the gold basically for free. Because usually, if you are playing French, of course they can be on your gold by like 5 minute mark, or of course your gold can be forward, so very easily to be harassed. So it's still good to have some wood at the bank so you can react somehow. Of course, you can shoot with the villagers, but it's not gonna protect you against like I don't know, two knights. And of course, you have the king, which can help you with the defense as well. But again, it's still good to have a king and an outpost together. Then basically, it's impossible for opponent to deny you the gold until some point. And basically, the point again gets you can basically cancel the good timing from him, where he can force you out of the gold by again going into the castle age. And either if you sense that your opponent wants to all in you, you can make white over somewhere. Of course, if the gold is forward, then here in this situation, maybe here would be nice, covering gold, stone, wood farms in the future as well. But here, I think this entire build is oriented up around the fact that in the next patch, you will be able to age up at 630 with the English into the castle age. 630, because we need to consider that right now we still don't have the buff on the farms. So we'll be able to age up at 630, basically start to aging up. And I think King's Palace have some potential with this. If I'm making Palace here, everything is protected, gold, food, even wood line partial. I can still make like a wall here, and here is, there are villagers on the lumber camp just chilling. And basically we will reach a castle like this quite easily. Also, of course, again, it's protecting farms, and we have 8 farms going, which is pretty sweet, because still we of course still have the sheep left under the sea, plus we have the farms. And again, basically, the number of sheep which I managed to find in this game is like the half of the sheep into a 1v1 game. So it's basically the guaranteed number of sheep which you could get if you have at least like 50% luck in the 1v1 game. Yeah, and here, of course, right after the age up, you wanna leave some villages onto the on the gold, and send a lot of the villages on the wood, because now you need to decide what to do next. Double stables, knights, question mark. Upgrades, of course, you wanna get like definitely double brodex, wheelbarrow, and here like military building wise, it's of course it can be very different. Double stables, archer ranges, barracks, again, up to, of course, monastery to start getting the relics. Keep in mind, if you want to go with like knights, then you want to keep rallying a lot of the villagers onto the gold. But again, if you leave 13 villagers or 10 villagers on the wood, it's pretty sweet. We can make two stables quite fast together with the monastery, and then later on you just start building the farms. 8 more farms here, more villagers are going onto the gold because we want to get this, and this. And later on we will be spamming the knights, for example, in order to to force our opponent to react to something somehow, etc, etc. Of course, the knights, they are quite good synergy together with the king. You can take the trades, you can reheal them quite easily. So I think this might be in general quite good meta on how to play English in the next season. Again, the timing is really good. 6:30 you basically start to aging up. So in the next season, I think you should be in a castle age around like 7:15, 7:20 maybe. So and basically you are on 2 TCs. So your potential like mid game to long game potential should be quite good. Your only goal right now after reaching the castle is basically to try to deny the relics from your opponent. Of course, most importantly, if it's like HRE, IU bits, maybe China or Sushi, basically that saves, which can really, really benefit well from getting the relics. Okay, so this is it. I hope you enjoyed the video and see you soon during our sessions. Bye bye.